Hello guys, this is Chris here coming at you from very hot and humid Pensacola, Florida. It's been 2 weeks since my last video. I told you guys I probably wouldn't upload it on a regular basis, every couple of weeks, maybe twice a week or so. Yeah, that's simply because, my camera is not good. Was not able to procure another one just yet. Working on it. And I got a lot of ideas in my head, even though I'm down on, on myself and my luck, and there's a lot of ideas that float through my head about things I would love to be able to do. And it came across to me that, being a loner, having no friends, and my, issues being as bad as they are, that, I can't work in a normal environment. I could probably apply for a job. Hell, I could probably go to the interview. But actually going to the job the first day, I would chicken out simply because of my anxiety being so bad. Being there around new people, just uncomfortable situations. So I have to find a job where I can work by myself. So, taxi driver. Well, the problem with driving cabs is not that I don't, I like to drive. I just drive around in my van all the time. But, you have to deal with people. And, you don't have to say a word to them. You don't have to be nice to them. Basically, they're giving you money to drive them. So I don't have to communicate. All I have to do is ask them where they're going. But you know how cab rides are. I've even ridden cabs very rarely, but, and, what you see on TV and stuff and what you hear, people like to chit-chat. So, even though the cab driver and the person you're driving do not know each other, you don't want to sit in a cab ride and be silent the whole time. So I guess that wouldn't be bad. But the danger and the risks involved in that is robberies, of that nature. But I shouldn't worry about that. I mean, I don't value my life at this point. But so that's something I could possibly do. But there is not a lot of jobs that people can do by themselves. Working from home on a computer would be one of them. But I don't know, any good jobs like that. So basically what it boils down to is YouTube. With YouTube gives everybody the power to create videos, upload them, and if they got something people want to see, can monetize and make money. I definitely do not have the subscriber base, nor do I have the amount of views to monetize. You have to get an AdSense account, you have to get a partner, someone to partnership with your channel, and they're the ones who pay you. And basically, they partner with your channel, from what I understand. They put ads on the videos tailored to the subject matter of my video and what they think my subscribers would like. And they get paid based off that ad revenue, and then I get like a percentage of that. But you have to do a lot of subscribers and views, and you actually have to, constantly work at it, which I would have no problem doing. Problem is, with that is, and that would be perfect for me. That's legitimately would be like one of the only things I think I could do right now, because I could do it on my time, when I want to, how I want to. And these are my ideas, you see. So, eventually though I would have to have, help with someone, as a camera person. That wouldn't be a problem either. Maybe I could meet somebody that's been in the same situation that I'm in, and they could become my camera person, and I can pay them, for doing it. You know what I mean? So we're talking way out in the future, if even a possibility. So a lot of ideas run through my head, and reality TV is pretty big in today's culture, and it just seems like a lot of the reality shows cater to the wealthy, or they cater to the good-looking people. The young crowd of drinkers and partiers and stuff, and that seems to, or the old rich women, or stuff like that. And that's where reality goes. You don't see reality shows with real life, everyday, average people. People that don't have million-dollar looks. People who don't have million-dollar bodies. People who have mental disorders. Just who are down there, like whatever, or maybe they're just average people struggling every day to get by. You don't see reality shows with that. So one of the ideas that I would like to do would be to possibly, do a, for me to start out on my own, but just to take you guys on the life of someone with social anxiety, depression, mental disorders, the life of a loner. I could get a camera, you can go with me every day, and you can see what it's like to be me every day, what I go through, what I see, how I feel, how I react to it, things that bother me, things that upset me, things of that nature. I would love to do something like that. And then if that was to get enough views and take off and I could make some money doing that, I know it sounds kind of boring, but I do think there's a market for people who want to watch. I think there is an untapped market, and people would like just to see. Some people like to watch struggle, and they feed off of that struggle because it inspires them to not be that way, or they like to watch the struggle to see that person overcome. And that would be the ultimate goal with me, to overcome, starting out as a loner, showing you my life as a loner, and maybe progressing, getting better treatment, whatever, as the money comes in, I can pay for better treatment, better therapy, and I can take you on my journey as I try to get better. Because for me right now, what's holding me back is money and not being able to work, and with the government and their stupid disability rules. And it is my fault because I chose to self-medicate instead of establishing a long list of medical records. However, I do have a diagnosis, I do have medical records, although they're scattered from the ages of 15 all the way up until now, and there are long lapses in there where I was self-medicating rather than going to treatment. I always went back to treatment. And I always took the medicines until they quit working, and I said, I'm not taking them no more. There's no point. And like I've said numerous times before, for me, it's going to be medical clinical trials is what I've got to do. Basically, my brain needs to be rewired to the point where I got to get these memories out of me, and basically it's like being reborn. I've got to be reborn. I got to retrain my mind, how I react mentally, how I handle things, what things bother me, what things don't, being able to brush the little things. It's just the little things that really tend to get to me, and that's a huge problem. So just getting some better intensive therapy than what I'm able to get now. And this is something I can do, videos. And so we start out with my journey, my life, my struggle, and hopefully succeeding in the end. But then I would like to do a show. And like I said, you don't see average Joes, regular people. Take between 7 and maybe 10 people with various degrees of mental illnesses, from someone that's just like, borderline, maybe like has some tendencies, but still able to function and live life, and that, all the way up into someone who's really bad off, possibly borderline catatonic. Just varying degrees of mental illnesses. And their stories and the reasons why they have these mental illnesses, their life experiences, what got them to the point of basically not caring. Now, for the low-end people, like from the person that's just barely like maybe borderline, just starting out, they won't be as bad off, but still there'll be some story there to see why they're starting to trend downward. And then, like I said, the person who's borderline catatonic, but you couldn't put a catatonic person on the show, they wouldn't talk. So you need someone that's pretty much on the cusp of being catatonic, and like right at the edge where it's about to snap. And so you have the varying degrees of mental illnesses, and basically these people that struggled most of their lives are now living together for 2-3 months or what have you. And the goal here is to see if this group of outcasts, people the world doesn't care for, the struggles and the stories you're going to hear, if these people can actually come together, form bonds, friendships with each other, and work as a unit to get on the road to recovery. Every single one of them. Maybe the person who's borderline, not as bad off, can maybe help pick up the person who's right on the edge. And then the people who are in between. And basically, you got to have different varying mental illnesses, from just basic simple social anxiety disorder to, schizophrenia, extreme bipolar disease, extreme depression, agoraphobic, just body dysmorphic, anything, you know what I'm talking about. And I understand that these are not your average, everyday people. So this idea here is not really for that, but Mental illness is a huge problem in this country. And just to see like a show put together for people like that, and in this show you're gonna have the top therapists in the country. You know, you see shows like Dr. Drew did Celebrity Rehab, but you see other shows. I have mixed feelings, but they bring in experts. With my show, would bring in the top mental health experts from around the country, along with a top mental health physician. So, you know, 3 of the top mental health therapists, and then 1 physician that can help write prescriptions, if or just, you know, whatever, and just see if these people can actually, because, you know, people with mental health, you know, they have problems, and I've been told by my therapist numerous times it's hard to get people with mental illness together because of our mental illnesses. It doesn't always work. There's a lot of clashing, there's a lot of issues, and anger and stuff happens. But yeah, all that can go along with it, but just to see if these people can actually learn how to be with each other, because now you're forced into one of the most uncomfortable situations ever. To have to live with random, strange people that you do not know, but they have something in common with you, which should help you in the end form a bond, and maybe you can, you know, build strong friendships, and these people can actually succeed or get on the right road to recovery, instead of watching a bunch of party goers getting drunk and getting stupid all the time. Why not put people who really need help together and see if they can, you know, win? Now, this is not a show I can produce, but this is something that one of these, you know, networks out here, you know, a show like this would be perfect for TLC. I see a lot of shows on TLC, you know, 600 Pound Life, and you know, other like Hoarders. Now, I know Hoarders is way off topic, but those people usually have mental illnesses as well. But you see shows on that channel directed towards, you know, health. But you still don't see a reality show focusing strictly on mental illness. So that's 2 of my ideas. But for me, in general, for my own channel here, I just want to take you guys around every day of my life. In order to that, I need a GoPro camera. Don't have the money for a GoPro camera, so I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, it's ridiculous in life. But this is something, this is like YouTube could be the perfect job for me. It could be the answer. Because I'm living in a fantasy world. I really am. I have so many fantasies. Yesterday I was watching a show on Spike TV called Bar Rescue all day. Well, I'm not an alcoholic, you know, and I don't drink, period. And anybody that does, no offense, because, you know, I was a former drug addict, and I'm still in recovery on that. But see, I became a drug addict because of mental illness, and people who drink, there's underlying issues there too. So I'm not even going to get into that. I don't personally drink. The reason I like the show is I don't know, it's entertaining to me. But the thing is, I don't drink, but that doesn't mean I can't find a woman and go out to a bar or a club and, you know, have a nice meal and just hang out and dance and stuff like that. Even though I can't dance worth that shit, it would just be nice to take a woman to a club or a bar, have dinner, you know, dance, and, you know, just because I don't drink doesn't mean I can't have a good time. And just, you know, even though I have my anxiety issues, you know, and I'm not just gonna, you know, meet somebody and rush, hey, let's go to the bar. No, we build up to that, but that would be something nice. So as I'm watching this show, I'm getting super depressed, because I would love to do that. I would love to go out with a woman, you know, to a bar or a club and just hang out and have a good time. And alcohol is not needed. And, you know, I would see women on the show that I would be attracted to, and I would get all upset and teary-eyed and stuff, because I'm like, wow, you know, how long, it just reminds you how lonely I am. And like I was saying just a few minutes ago, I'm living in a fantasy world. I have nothing to offer a woman. I don't have looks. I don't have the right vehicle, the right clothes. I don't have financial status. And I have mental disability and just, you know, disease. And even though deep down inside there's a human being in there that's just yearning to be pulled out, and there is a quote-unquote normal guy in there that doesn't have all these issues, that's way down deep waiting for someone to pull him out. It's a fantasy. But the start would be nice to build friendships. I would love just to have a female friend, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a relationship or anything. I'm a realist. I know I'm probably never going to have a relationship, even though it's the only dream I have in life. But, you know, just to have a female friend would be super, super nice, you know. This sounds weird, but I think if I were to have real life friends, I could probably relate more to females. Simply because, and no offense to any female out there, but females are more emotional. And I'm an emotional guy. I wear my heart on my sleeve, so I think a female can relate to me. Because there's not a lot of emotional guys out there, you know. And if you get, now, let me say this and stress this. I have nothing against anyone who is gay. I'm not. But the thing is, when you have a couple of guy friends that hang out together who are emotional types, you know, who are basically saps. That's what we are, saps. You see two guys like that hanging out and friends, and everybody wants to, you know, point at them, they're gay, and they want to make fun of them and says, no, while I have nothing against anyone that's gay, it's your right, it's your, you know, privilege, it's your choice. You love who you love, that's a beautiful thing. If you prefer to love men, if you're a man, hey. If you're a woman and you want to love another woman, hey, that's great. That's your personal, private choice. I have nothing against that. I don't. You know, I'm not that way, and unfortunately, I don't want to be made fun of by, you know, outsiders, which is one of the roots of my problems, being made fun of all these years. And it just bothers me because some people are just so naive. They see two guys hanging out that, you know, aren't all macho and tough, and they're friends. They're hanging out. You know, but, you know, they're emotional guys. They wear their hearts on their sleeves. And people want to say, oh, you're gay, gay, gay. Oh, you know, it's so stupid. You know, there's nothing wrong with being gay. You know, even though I'm not, and I have nothing against it, I don't like being, you know, I just hate when people do that, you know. And to anyone who is gay, I feel for you, you know. It's bullshit. You can't even be who you are, you know, without people ridiculing you. But, you know, anyways, I think I would relate more with females just because of being the emotional guy, and, you know, a lot of things get to me. I think a female can understand emotions better than other dudes. And, you know, again, like I said, you see two guys that are good friends that are, you know, the sap type, the, you know, not all macho and big and bad, you know what I mean? You see, you know, two guys like that, and then people want to ridicule them, and it's just ridiculous. But that's not to say, you know, see, I just don't know. I don't have any real life friends, so this will be all new to me. I'm just saying, I think in my mind, I'd be better suited with female friends, but I just want any friend in real life, you know what I mean? And internet friends are a start. The problem with that is, you make internet friends, and, you know, you want it so bad to be real life. You meet someone on the internet who doesn't live where you live. They live somewhere else, and you click with them, and you start talking, and you get along. You can't ever hang out, you know, and if that person doesn't have money to come to you and you don't got money to come to them, it's like, great, we built this cool friendship online, we're friends, but we can never hang out, and that bothers me, you know. So that's why some people, if I don't respond to messages and comments in YouTube, and if I don't always talk on Facebook, it's nothing against you. It's just because I'm kind of scared, you know, to basically start any type of friendship, because I, in my mind, want real life friends so bad that if I start building a good, constant friendship with someone over the internet, I want it to become real life, and when it doesn't become real life, that just depresses me. And that's just something I'm going to have to work on. It's just something I'm going to have to work on. I want friends so bad, and there's nothing wrong with online friends. Hell, I even stressed that online friends would be amazing for me. But I know how my mind works, and I know that it would end up depressing me at this stage, and that's why I've got a lot to fix, and that's why I'm living in a fantasy world. I have nothing to offer a woman. Absolutely nothing at this stage of my life. And that's why in my last video I said, after months of soul searching, I came to the conclusion that the best ends for me would be to be dead. And if I were dead, I'm not afraid to die. If I were to die tomorrow, that would be great, because I would no longer hurt. I would no longer cry. I would no longer be in pain. I'm not going to take my own life. As a matter of fact, you know, it's just something, I don't like physical pain, and the only way I would know how to take my own life would be to cause myself physical pain. I don't want physical pain. Now, yes, I could eat a bunch of pills and take a bunch of medicine. Yes, I could do that. But, you know, I don't believe that I would drift off into a coma. I still think I would feel pain. So I don't want to get into that right now, even though I don't really value my life at all. you know, I have to realize, like I said, I have nothing to offer a woman, so I gotta stop living in a fantasy world. And unfortunately, if something doesn't change quick, if I can't start, you know, making some money to get better treatment and better therapy, or if, you know, I can't meet somebody who's willing to be my friend in real life, you know, regardless of my problems, who will pick me up and be there for me while I attempt to recover, basically starting a support system. You know, I'm giving up on the relationship. I'm giving up on ever finding love. I'm going to give up on that for right now. And my main focus right now is to build real life friendships. And hopefully build a support system which can truly dramatically help me. If I know that there's people in my real life, everyday life, that want to hang out with me, that don't want to make fun of me, that don't want to put me down, that truly want to be around me, want to, you know, go hang out and have fun, and be there for me even at my lowest, and not, you know, ridicule me and say, oh, I'm not going to be your friend no more because I'm tired of you being depressed all the time. Or I don't want to be your friend no more because you don't like going out all the time. Or I don't want to be your friend no more because there are times when you just want to be left alone, and if I try to bother you, you get mad. No, I don't want people like that. I want people who understand. So anyways, this video is kind of long. My throat's starting to hurt. And I know I went from one topic to the next, but that's okay. That's what I do. So I appreciate all the support that I get. You know, like I said, even though I don't respond to the comments, I just explain why. I read them. I thank you for everything. I thank you for all the positive comments, and every now and then I'll respond to something. There are a couple of people I've been in email correspondence with, and you know who you are. To be honest with you guys, the best way to contact me is email. I'm old school. I like email. For me, Facebook, you know, that's great and everything, but email, old school email is awesome to me. You know, you can sit there, you know, you can write a long letter. It's private. Not everybody sees it or has the potential to see it. You can write longer messages, and for me it's just more easier to manage email, and I would rather have email correspondence. So anyone out there, you know, I know it's archaic and I know it's old school, but that's I'm very nostalgic. I'm very old school. So my email address is in the description down below, tombstone_inc@yahoo.com. I've had that email address since I was 15 years old. So that's where you can reach me. If you really want to have deep conversation with me, that's where I want you to send the message. Maybe every now and then I'll reply back in the YouTube comment box. Maybe every now and then I'll hit, you know, I'll say something on Facebook. But if you really want to have a good deep conversation with me, I'm more comfortable with using the email. That's just me. So there you have it. That's it. That's all. Thank you for entering my alone zone. Now it's time for us to depart. Peace.